In the heart of Central America, where the jungle breathes like a living creature, there are places no map fully reveals. From above, it looks like an endless ocean of green, thick, untouched, and silent. But beneath that silence lies something far more powerful than anyone ever imagined. Hidden under layers of soil, roots, and time are pyramids. Not just one or two, but thousands. For centuries, these pyramids stayed buried, as if the earth itself was protecting their secrets. No roads led to them, no signs pointed the way, and yet somehow they were always there, waiting. But here's the twist. When scientists finally found a way to see through the jungle, what they discovered didn't just change history, it shook everything we thought we knew about ancient civilizations. Because these weren't just pyramids. They were part of something much bigger, something far more mysterious. And once you understand what's really hidden beneath those forests, you may never look at history the same way again. Long before modern cities, before skyscrapers and highways, there was a civilization that thrived deep within these jungles. The Maya were not just builders, they were visionaries. They understood the stars, created complex calendars, and built cities so advanced that even today, experts struggle to explain how they did it. But their greatest achievement wasn't just what they built, it was where they built it. Imagine living in a place where the heat is unbearable, where thick vegetation blocks sunlight, and where every step could lead to danger. Yet despite all this, the Maya created massive cities filled with towering pyramids, temples, and palaces. These weren't small structures. Some pyramids rose higher than modern buildings. Each stone was carefully placed, each angle perfectly calculated. And they did all this without modern tools, without machines, just human effort and knowledge passed down through generations. At the center of their cities stood these pyramids. They weren't just monuments, they were sacred. These structures connected the earth to the heavens. Kings were buried inside them, rituals were performed on their peaks. Every pyramid had a purpose, a meaning. But then something strange happened. Despite their intelligence, their power, and their massive cities, the Maya began to disappear. One by one, their cities were abandoned. The pyramids were left behind, and over time, nature took over. Trees grew over stone, roots broke through walls, entire cities vanished beneath the jungle, as if they had never existed at all. For hundreds of years, people passed through these forests without realizing what lay beneath their feet. The pyramids became invisible, hidden under layers of earth and vegetation. But the mystery didn't end there. Because when modern explorers finally began to rediscover these places, they realized something didn't add up. The pyramids weren't random, they were connected. And that's where the real story begins. At first, explorers could only find what was visible, parts of temples, broken stairs, and scattered stones. But most of the structures were still buried. It was like trying to understand a puzzle with only a few pieces. Then came a breakthrough. Using advanced scanning technology, scientists began to scan the jungle from above. Instead of seeing trees, they could now see the ground beneath them. What they found was unbelievable. Entire cities appeared, hidden beneath the forest. Roads stretching for miles, walls, houses, and platforms, all perfectly aligned. And at the center of it all, pyramids. Not just a few, but thousands. Some were small, others were massive, but together they formed a network so complex it suggested something no one had expected. The Maya civilization wasn't isolated cities scattered randomly. It was a massive connected world, a massive system of urban centers, all linked together through roads and shared design. But here's what shocked researchers the most. Some pyramids were built on top of older pyramids. That means what we see today isn't the original structure, it's just the latest version.
Imagine building a pyramid, then, years later, covering it entirely with a new one, and then doing it again, layer after layer, generation after generation.
Why would they do that? What were they hiding? Or better yet, what were they preserving? As archaeologists dug deeper, they began to uncover what lay inside these pyramids. Hidden chambers, secret rooms, passageways that led deep into the core of the structures. Inside, they found carvings, artifacts, and sometimes tombs. But not all discoveries were the same. In some pyramids, they found evidence of rituals, offerings, pottery, and even human remains. These weren't ordinary burials. They were ceremonies, deeply spiritual and often mysterious. In others, they found nothing. Completely empty spaces, as if something had been removed or never placed there at all. And then came the most unsettling discovery. Some pyramids weren't built as tombs or temples. They were built as markers, carefully aligned with the stars, the sun, and the moon. Every step, every angle had a purpose. During certain times of the year, shadows would fall perfectly along the pyramid's edges, creating shapes that seemed almost alive. It was as if the pyramids themselves were telling a story, one written in light and shadow. But what nobody expected was this. Some of these alignments pointed to places that no longer existed. Lost cities, buried structures, even deeper mysteries hidden beneath the jungle. It was like a map, but one that could only be understood by those who knew how to read it. As the discoveries continued, one question kept coming back. If the Maya were this advanced, what happened to them? Why would a civilization capable of building such wonders simply vanish? Some experts believe it was climate change. Long periods of drought may have made it impossible to sustain their cities. Crops failed, water sources dried up, and slowly, people were forced to leave. Others think it was conflict, wars between cities, power struggles among rulers, leading to chaos and collapse. But there's another theory, one that's harder to prove but impossible to ignore. What if the Maya didn't just disappear? What if they left on purpose? Think about it. They didn't destroy their pyramids. They didn't erase their cities. They simply walked away, leaving everything behind as if they knew no one would find it for centuries. And if that's true, then maybe the pyramids weren't just buildings. Maybe they were messages. Messages meant for the future. Messages meant for us. Because even today, we haven't uncovered everything. There are still thousands of structures hidden beneath the jungle, entire cities waiting to be discovered, secrets buried so deep we may not fully understand them for generations. And every time a new pyramid is found, it raises more questions than answers. Who really built these structures? How did they achieve such precision without modern tools? And why did they go to such lengths to hide them? The deeper we dig, the more the mystery grows. And maybe that's exactly how it was meant to be. Because some secrets aren't meant to be solved easily. Some are meant to challenge us, to push us to look deeper, think harder, and question everything we believe we know. The hidden pyramids of the Maya are not just relics of the past. They are reminders. Reminders that even the most advanced civilizations can disappear, that knowledge can be lost, and that history is far more complex than it seems. As you sit here now, listening to this story, just imagine, right at this moment, deep in the jungle, there could be pyramids no human has ever seen, structures untouched for thousands of years, stories waiting to be told. And somewhere beneath all that earth and silence lies a truth we have yet to uncover, a truth that could change everything. So the next time you think about ancient civilizations, don't just think of what we found.
think about what's still hidden. Because sometimes the greatest mysteries are not the ones we see. They are the ones still buried, waiting in the shadows.